Welcome to This Is Country Edition, where I talk about useless facts and you proceed to argue about them in the comment section. Today we're talking about alcohol. Right, so let's begin with why 90% of you self-loving alcoholics clicked on this video. Who drinks more? Well, both countries like their alcohol just a little bit too much, don't we all? Wikipedia does unfortunately put Australia as the clear winner when it comes to alcohol consumption per capita. Lies. And even though as a Slav, it hurts my pride to know that we are not the more motivated drinkers, it does indeed warm my heart to know that there's someone out there who's got more issues than me at the next AA meeting. Both countries enjoy a wide variety of beverages, and while we each have a brand of poison we prefer, bleach. Let's take a look at the preferences anyway, shall we? When it comes to the alcohol, it seems Australians prefer their spirits, like whiskey or bourbon, while Slovenians tend to consume more wines and beers. Which is not surprising considering there is a vineyard in Slovenia for every 70 people. Which, come to think of it, is about the size of one's extended family. I guess while most people have kids based on their economic welfare, we simply measure it in liters of wine required to grow a healthy new Slav. When it comes to buying alcohol on my end, it's actually quite simple, as we literally sell it everywhere. The shops, the gas pumps, your mom's minibar. Aussies, on the other hand, seem to prefer the more traditional route of liquor shops and keep their alcohol segregated away from the groceries. But on the other hand, they do have drive-thru alcohol shops, which I find absolutely amazing. Just think, ladies, with one car ride you can buy a happy meal for both your kids and husband. Oh, and don't worry about mixing up the orders. My mom did it with me and I turned out just fine. Picking a beverage in Slovenia is actually quite a joy. For just like any self-respecting Slavic country, we have a large variety of alcohol to choose from. These come in the form of traditional European beverages to less known ones like Slivovica, Pelinkovec and others. We also maintain our own brands, but I find we aren't always the best at naming this since some of them literally translate into cockroach or the ever-fabled butt sweater, and we wonder why we find it hard to export. On the other hand, I have not sampled many Aussie beverages. I've tried Bundaberg, been introduced to your beers, but it seems you guys really like your imports from America, which I find kinda sad, as you should never dilute down the Aussie spirit by adding water to it. We now arrive at the most horrifying part of this video for my countrymen, the cost of drinking in each respected country. As a dashing young lad, I grew up with all the necessities of a Slavic country, which is primarily vodka and potatoes, depending on where you grew up. So imagine my surprise when I moved from a country with these kind of prices to this. I'm not happy. And while Aussies can certainly afford these kind of prices, nothing silvers you up quicker than a 100% increase on your basic life necessities. And yes, it is a basic life necessity for us. What did you think Slavs ran on? Welfare and hope? No, we run on high spirits, both figuratively and literally. But you know what? I learned you can take a lesson from whatever life throws at you. So now I don't buy as much alcohol. I just illegally brew my own. When it comes to the actual act of drinking, Slovenes and Aussies tend to be the exact opposite. Slovenes prefer to drink, party and then drink some more, which is much different from the Australian party, drink and then party some more. So you see, the two groups would never work well together. Not because they would hate each other, but because the only interaction they would really have is a high five on the way from the bar to the dance floor. To round off this video, let's talk about how each respecting country toasts. Now, Australians seem to prefer to have a more meaningful drinking experience and begin by having a long, lengthy speech, which nobody can remember at the end of the evening anyway, followed by saying cheers. Meanwhile, Slovenians possess shall we say it, less evolved nature and simply say na zdravje. Or, depending on how much they already drank, scream out wapa at the top of their lungs, followed by banging their glasses on the table, the breaking of cups, and an inevitable scream of pain loss coming from the bar owner. That's it for my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, na zdravje.